Welcome back to the Beer Couch Podcast. My name is Cale Manning.
I'm Zephyra.
And coming to us today from the great state of cheese curds, known for being from Wisconsin, and that's it. It is...
Morgan Hammen. Hi.
Morgan Hammen or Morgan Hammen. Fucking, how you doing?
Morgan Banana Man.
Morgan the Derby Day.
That's what all my friends call me. Beer Couch? Woo-hoo.
Morgan is a longtime friend of the show. Avi and I we all went to school together, as I'm sure longtime viewers have picked up on by now. We are just slowly getting through all the people that we graduated with. But, how are you doing? How you been?
I've been good, just
Dang.
living the life up. It's fall. It's almost fall. Tomorrow's
It's
day
sweater
one.
season now.
It is sweater season.
Sweater weather.
love your sweater.
Sweater weather.
And speaking of it being fall, we just want to say happy Oktoberfest to everyone watching. This is our Oktoberfest special, so we're going to be drinking Oktoberfest beers. It's very exciting. This first one we got, it's called I forget the name. It's called a Paulaner, and it's München because it's from Munich, which I believe is how you say that in German. My German's not great, but these are a super good beer. They're all the way back from 1634, and they're now in like 70 countries. So let's take a sweet sip of that Oktoberfest thing. The cat is... We've got a problem. There's a cat on the couch. Nobody panic. Okay, don't spill any beer on the couch, but let's cheers. Look, we got our steins. It really is a beer couch day.
Delicious.
That's a good beer. All right, so honestly, it's like a lager, I think. Correct? Yeah. Maybe.
I have no idea.
Let's.
It's your beer.
It is my beer.
You made this with your bare hands.
No, this one. Yeah, this isn't one of our brews. This is Oktoberfest Marzen. It's great. We're big fans.
Big fan.
Indeed.
Water, hops, yeast, and malt.
Those are the main food groups, I think. Last I checked. But very good beer. Honestly, I think when like judging beers and stuff like that, if it's like a good beer that you can just sip and you don't have to like worry about the flavor or any of that stuff, that's just like an A+ beer for me. And
Yeah.
so this one, Avi, I'm gonna go high. I'm gonna go high with this one. I'm
How
gonna give
high?
her 9 out of 10
No way.
couches.
That's insane.
9 out of 10 couches
That's
on
so
the beer
crazy,
couch.
'cause
That
I was thinking the same
that
thing.
is so many couches. Morgan, what would you rate this beer out of 10 couches?
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 couches. I know.
Charlatan. Heathen. Get out.
But here's why. It's because I like really dark stouts, so
Yeah.
like porters as well are kind of up my alley. This is like bright. This is like what I would want if I were like out in an orchard, like apple picking or something. But like if I'm like, you know, hanging out with my friends and stuff, like I want something that's like a meal, hefty.
You want something that
Yeah.
it's like a...
That's normally what I go for. But this is
you're getting
good, so
your
I give it an
something,
8.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, like nice and rich.
There's a lot of cat. I hope our cat fans are very satisfied because the audio listeners are missing out, but there's a lot of cat content
And if you
already
are
on this
listening
episode.
to the audio, you can go and take a look at the video.
Yeah, check us out
Just a little
on
peek at you.
YouTube and Instagram. But no, I see what you're saying about this being like kind of like a more, you know, like more fall-y, outdoory
It's like
kind
crisp.
of. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really getting apples from this one.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, we should go like apple picking. That'd be nice.
I want to go apple picking so bad. Have
Yo.
you done that before?
Mhm.
I would so go with you. I'm deathly allergic to apples, though.
To apples.
Wait,
Oh,
how-
shit,
Yes.
I forgot
How
about
do you
that.
become allergic to apples?
I don't know. Ask my genetics.
Do your parents share this allergy?
Yeah.
No.
It's just you?
It's like a
You're the
weird
special
sort
one?
of. It sounds so like nah, but like it's oral allergy syndrome. I know, which sounds
So
totally
it
made
like
up.
triggers your mouth, or like
But basically, yeah, like I'll go into anaphylactic shock if I eat an
Jesus.
apple. And I haven't had an EpiPen for like 10 years. So, knock on wood. Yeah, exactly.
I feel like apples are like one of the easier ones to avoid, right? Because you generally
Yeah.
know when something has apples in it.
Well, you'd think, but there's actually a lot of things that have apples in them, like fruit snacks and stuff like that. But I can have
Really?
like processed stuff. So yeah, it just took me a while.
What was like the worst accidental mix-up where you're like, this has got apples?
Well, this is when I actually kind of found out that I was like, when my mom started believing me, because my mom's a nurse, and so she's like, apples, no one's allergic to apples. And I was just like, I feel like I am though, because everything just becomes really hard to breathe.
Keeps out, yeah.
Yeah, and my mom, she was just like, whatever, like, you're lying.
You're some dumb kid.
As a kid, I was in 4th grade at the time, and I split my lip open, probably just doing kid stuff. I don't know how. But I ate an apple, and my whole lip blew up the size of a balloon. I went over to my mom. I was like, Mom, I think I'm allergic to apple. And she was like, oh my God, put that down. And we went and got one of those, like, prick tests on the back. And they're like, yeah, she's really allergic to apples. Like,
how old? So you were 10 when this happened?
I was like 9 or 10.
9 or 10?
Yeah, I was in 4th grade.
And the moral of the story is, if you're a parent and your child tells you they have an allergy, they're wrong.
Yeah. Don't believe your kids.
But
they're lying.
But like, here's where like my attention deficit comes into play, is that it was my best friend at the time who told me like, oh my God, Morgan, you're eating applesauce. And I was at school and I already had like 5 spoonfuls of it. And that was how I found out, and thankfully not a hard way, that there's a lot of things that I can have with it. But if I go to an apple orchard, moral of the story, I'm not going to have anything with you guys. I'll just support and help you pick.
But you would pick the apples just for the times.
Hell yeah, absolutely, I would.
You can so we'll all go apple picking. You can help us pick the apples, and then what if we made cider?
We should make cider.
An apple pie.
An apple pie.
And have like.
How many bites could you have before it would be a problem? Can we like try and like find out where that line is?
I feel like probably none is.
I feel well, it'd probably be a problem after the first bite. But like, I feel like before I start choking, maybe like 7.
Damn good. Okay, 7. So the cutoff is
you
6.
can enjoy the smell of apples.
Yeah. I mean, so we'll make sure we'll make an apple pie with these apples that we've picked. And we'll make sure that Morgan only gets 7 or 6 apples.
Yes.
And then we'll fucking stab you with the EpiPen right after.
That is non-existent. An EpiPen.
Oh shit. Okay, so
you think there are people who like deliberately eat the things that they're allergic to?
100%.
That are deathly allergic.
Oh yeah. I
and
mean,
then they
especially
stab
if it's
themselves
like
with
good.
the EpiPen afterwards.
Like imagine having like a seafood allergy or something like that, but you just really want some calamari.
I feel like that's every person who's lactose intolerant, though.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, I know I'm like so allergic to this, but like cheesecake, man, damn.
It's so worth it.
I feel so bad for, I mean, like, I'm from the Dairyland. I feel so bad for anybody who's lactose intolerant, because everything that I eat pretty much has like some sort of like dairy, butter, cheese.
Yeah. Cheese
on cheese.
What is your like go-to dairy product? Food-wise.
Sharp cheddar cheese.
Sharp cheddar.
Just
good
straight
choice.
off the block.
Good choice.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
Would you get like a block and bite into it? Like
I used to as a kid, yeah.
Have you ever bitten into the block?
I can't say that I have. No.
It's really satisfying though, because then you get to see like what your teeth look like to other people.
You can see what your indent looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
Your dentist would be proud.
Oh yeah. Did you ever like bite and then your dentist was like, ooh, yikes?
I feel like that's the problem though. Like every time I go to the dentist, it's not like the actual scraping of the teeth that bothers me. It's just like it's the talking of like how bad I am at my like.
The flossing.
Yeah.
They just roast you.
They ask me rhetorical questions. They're just like, so
like,
how often do you floss? Yeah. And I'm like,
you're like taking care of your teeth, right?
We thought so. Or they're like, you drink coffee, don't you? And I'm like, I do. How did you know that? We're like, we can tell. I'm like, fuck.
Every time I go to the dentist,
they're
like, we think you'd be a great fit for teeth whitening. Okay, you can just tell me my teeth are yellow. Like, it's fine.
You and me both, buddy. I drink so much coffee. It's not good.
So kind of related, but like, I have been listening to this other podcast, and on that podcast...
I'm sorry, hold on. First of all, you've been listening to other podcasts
I do
me?
listen to other podcasts without you, Cale. I'm sorry. I actually don't even listen to Beer Couch, which is really sad.
You're cheating on me with other podcasts?
So one of the sponsorships on this podcast is for dairy.
Just period?
And yeah, just for dairy, like dairy products. And And part of the messaging is like, even if you're allergic, you might not be, and you should try it anyway.
Oh my God.
you just gotta test the waters
Spin
and find
those dice.
what you can tolerate, because lactose intolerance is a spectrum.
Yeah, it's a choice. Lactose intolerance is a choice, and honestly, anyone who says that they can't eat dairy is lying. And
Dude,
they're
I'd have like
cowards.
lactate pills. If I were them, I'd have lactate pills with my morning like vitamins.
I
just pop it all at the same time.
Just get it done with.
I
Yeah,
feel like I'm not gonna go through my day without.
exactly. It's worth it. I like. I know I've talked about it a million times, but I love cheese curds so
We've talked about
much.
cheese curds so much on this.
We
So-
love curds.
I love cheese curds too. Fried cheese curds are amazing. But what I feel
best.
like is truly a Midwestern delicacy is squeaky cheese.
Squeaky cheese.
Tell me about squeaky cheese.
Squeaky cheese! It's like fresh made cheese curds that are like within 24 hours of being, whatever, packaged.
Yeah.
And so when you bite into it, it's so deeply infused with like that cheese oil, whatever you want to call it.
It squeaks when you bite into
squeaks
it.
on
And you
your
can
cheese.
taste. You can.
It squeaks on your cheese. And so
Yeah.
the whole sensation of it just like every time
I do hate. I know that sensation, and I do hate it. But like the cheese that I'm eating, every time it happens, it's so good that it's like, fuck. I just put up with it. Just deal with it. Just keep eating the cheese.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh man, I gotta try squeaky cheese.
the amount we talk about food on this
I haven't
podcast.
had squeaky cheese before.
I can't believe I haven't either.
Yeah, I thought you were Midwestern. Have you been lying to us?
Yeah. I'm secretly from space.
Space? When did you land? Did you land in, like, when you were a baby? Or were you, like, a Superman sort of thing? Or did you come in later in life?
I aged backwards.
Oh, okay. So you're getting younger.
Yes,
so,
that's right.
So as we progress through this podcast, eventually we're going to hit to a point where you can't drink anymore on camera.
Because I won't be,
he's
I won't be
gonna-
legal anymore.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, and that's his cutoff. He's officially 20 again.
Could you imagine how horrible it would be to age backwards? Like at the end of your life, you have to go back to middle school and do all of that middle school like trauma.
It's like a
again.
boomerang, right?
Yeah, what it like you get
That's
all the
what's
way to
after
50,
life?
and then you have to go
Yeah.
all the way back.
Yeah.
Oh my
God.
God.
That would be the worst.
The afterlife is your
God.
life
I
in
never want to go
reverse.
back to middle school.
What a time. There were like parts of it that I did enjoy, and then there were a lot that I didn't. Did you have like any good moments that you enjoyed from your childhood schooling experience?
I don't know, man. I mean, there are, of course, there are like moments that I liked, but I look back at it sometimes. I'm just like, yeah, I'm so grateful that I'm like out of that.
Yeah.
I was never like I didn't really have like a friend group. I
Yeah.
was like
Kind of a
close-knit.
drifter.
Yeah, and so like I had friends in like different places, but it wasn't like that classic. You know, like in Mean Girls, how they're like, this is the art table, and this is the drama table, and this
Yeah.
is the math nerds table. Like, there was never, like, a specific group that I belonged to.
But if you had to pick like one table that you would sit with, who would
Probably
it be?
the choir.
Choir kid?
Yeah,
Were you
I
a
was
choir kid?
I would eat lunch a lot in the choir room.
Okay.
But, like...
Alone?
Like, yeah, sometimes.
Jesus, Morgan.
Why wasn't anyone else eating in the choir
Yeah.
room?
There were lots of people that would eat there. I just, like, I'd pick one friend, and then, like, they'd be like, I gotta go do some schoolwork. And I'd be like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here and, like, finish eating my Little Caesars. So...
Oh my God.
Did everyone in choir watch Glee?
Oh yeah, no, they all
Oh,
did.
God, I don't
They
know.
all fucking did. No, I don't.
Anyone
you
who
don't
says
even need
they
to
didn't
answer
watch
that
Glee is
question.
lying.
I don't think I've ever actually admittedly watched an episode of Glee.
You've never
Liar.
watched it.
I'm
I don't
not, I'm
believe
not
you.
lying. I'm not lying. No, admittedly, I don't think I ever have. It's just never been like. I don't know. I mean, I know I listened to some of the music from it when I was like a young theater kid myself, but
I
like
can't
after
believe
that,
that you grew up in the theaters,
I can't believe he
singing
grew up
and
either.
dancing,
Yep.
and you have not seen Glee.
I was living it. All right, I didn't have to watch it.
I mean,
Okay,
that's true, that's
I was
true.
already doing so much
You
at that
didn't need
point.
to like
No.
vicariously
Live through
live. Yeah,
a TV show.
You're
No,
like,
I
wow,
was
that
already,
is my life.
I was like, I wake up and then I go to school, or I do a show and then I go to school, or then I come home, and that was what was going on. It was weird, especially during that time when I was like in middle school, because it literally was I'd wake up, my mom would drive me into Chicago, I'd do a matinee show in the morning for like a high school classes and stuff like that, because they were all like watching Lord of the Flies or like reading Lord of the Flies, and so they'd watch the show, and then I'd get undressed, I'd get out of costume, I'd get as much of the makeup off as possible, then I'd be driven back out to middle school, I'd finish up the rest of the day, and then I'd go home and do it again.
I have a question.
Yeah, Morgan.
Who did you play in Lord of the Flies?
I played Percival, who was one of the little kids.
The lead kids?
Little kids.
The little kids.
Yeah, I wasn't one of
that
the
makes
leads.
sense.
Thank you, I think.
Was there
that a thank
anything?
you?
Was there anything from choir that was like particularly memorable?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel I not really. I mean, my brother was always like, we did like Shrek the Musical, and he always got like the big roles in those things, and I was always like, I don't know, background dancer number 2. When I was in Les Mis, I was whore number 2. And
They
let
were
me
like,
say,
we can't give her number 1.
I know, I was like 13 years old. They're like, yeah, she's a whore. It's
I
like,
can't believe
okay.
they didn't even like change the name of the role. They're
No.
like, this is okay.
Did you argue
for
it?
children?
Did you argue it?
No,
Were you
here's
like,
the
I could be
thing.
whore number 1. I'm good enough.
Here's the thing is that like I was so young that I didn't know what a whore was yet.
Okay.
And I was like, I must have just been like under a rock. But I remember telling my childhood best friend's mom how excited I was. I was like, guess what I got cast as? Were number 2. And she was like, were? I was like, were number 2. She's like, spell word for me. WHORE.
Uh-oh.
And like the look on that poor woman's face. Oh my God. Mrs. Tippins. She just was like, you're a whore? Number
Did
2?
she-
You're not even the best whore there
Did she
is."
applaud you? She was like, look, someday you'll be the number 1 whore. Today's not that day, but someday you're going to be whore number 1. You
Yeah.
just wait till college.
Hey, listen, it's an honor just to place, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that was probably the most memorable choir moment
Mm-hmm.
for me.
A silver medal whore. Oh my God. Yeah. The community theater days. I know we talked about it a little bit with Alana, but they're always just like, there's so many like weird things. I did choir when I was in middle school. They didn't have that as much in high school for me. But I don't know. The teachers I liked the teachers a lot. I liked a lot of the kids I was with. I was in like the choir kids, the drama kids, and then I just kind of had like a group of people who I still knew from like my elementary school who I'd like catch up with and stuff like that. But that was pretty much the groups that I drifted around with.
My group was the band kids, even though I was not in band.
That makes so much sense. You being
Wait, how did you fall into that crowd
Yeah.
if you were not actually in band?
because they're
so like
cliquey.
I mean,
Did
yeah,
you play
I just
like the triangle and they were like, yeah, it's fine.
He was like that SNL bit with the cowbell, or he's just like in the back.
the maracas,
Whoa, a maraca man.
the tambourine.
But how did you get into the band?
I had friends from much younger who got into band,
Got it.
and then I got co-opted into the band.
Did
group.
you ever perform or play anything with them?
No, but I did get invited to show up to band camp one day.
Okay.
Because like during the summer, all the band kids would have to go out into the football field and do like drills.
Yeah.
For 10 hours, like in the hot sun. Truly dystopian. And so I got
Child abuse.
invited to band camp one day, and promptly got kicked out of band camp. Like the band director came up behind me and my friend who were there, like as imposters.
What did you
and was
do?
like,
Yeah.
"You guys aren't supposed to be here."
What did you do?
Oh, it was terrifying.
You were smoking weed, weren't you?
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
lie.
we were super
I
high.
knew it.
Yeah, we were.
I
blazed.
knew it, you son of a weed smoker, you. You were a stoner kid.
Yeah. So it all started with Danko Breako. We were like, okay, this spring break, we're gonna try weed for the first time.
Oh,
And
okay.
so we had the hookup. We had the hookup on the weed, and we had the whole thing planned.
Was this high school?
And it was
or-
gonna be called Danko Breako.
Oh.
Yes, this was in high school. And then
Jesus.
Danko Breako never happened. Unfortunately, we didn't get the weed, and so it happened later, months later, like probably about 4 or 5 months later.
Oh my god.
But we had a group called the Danko Squado for many years that I look fondly upon.
The Danko Squado.
That's a name. That's
What the? Yeah.
We should cross stitch that onto a pillow.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna send this to the Dingo Squado.
If you do that, I will display it proudly in this house. That will be on every episode.
I was gonna say
of
it
the
has to
couch.
make beer couch.
Oh, it will. If we have a cross stitch Danko Blanco, Danko
Dingo Blanco?
What is it?
Danko Blanco.
Dingo Breako?
Danko Breako.
Yeah, Dingo Breako.
Danko Branko.
You
Did I
know,
just
like
have
James
am I
Franco?
having a fucking
Like
aneurysm?
Danko Branko.
I think I'm having a stroke.
If you say it too many times, the word just starts
Danko.
mushing itself.
Yeah. We'll have the proper spelling
Anyway,
written out.
weed
but
is on the ballot once again
Oh my God.
in a few more states.
classic. Yeah.
And
Go vote, people.
the the conservatives are mad.
No, well, do whatever you want. Just be safe about
Reefer
it. That's what I
madness. It's
always
gonna
say.
take over America.
That's my advice. And to that, I think we should drink our drinks because I think it's about time that we swap on over to beer number 2. So, Morgan, what have you brought for us?
Today, I brought in Almanac's Rocktoberfest beer.
A Rockentober.
It's a barley beer. It's really good. And Almanac is actually a newer company.
Oh, okay, cool.
Started in 2011 by
Nice.
this friends up in like the Bay Area.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so they're like up and coming, and it's very exciting. And their company is named after kind of an almanac. You know what an almanac is?
Of course.
It's like an encyclopedia, right? But
I'm
not the
but it's
same.
from farmers.
I was born in the
Oh.
year 2000, so I don't really understand this under.
I
This
had
whole,
an
like,
almanac when I was a kid
I don't get this book thing
Why
that
the heck
people
did you
are
have
on.
an almanac as a kid?
Yeah.
because I wanted to find
Know
out
about
things, you know.
What a fucking nerd.
Meteorological plans and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. They basically it's like a thing for farmers, and so it's like a nod to all of like the small farmers out there, small company.
Who are doing like brewing stuff. That's
yeah,
cool.
exactly.
Yeah.
And they're like growing. They started in the back of their truck, and now they're here. So I'd love to give them a good shout out.
Well, hey, cheers
Rocktoberfest.
to a rockin' Oktoberfest.
Rock and roll.
Cheers.
Rockin'
baby.
October.
Cheers. Morgan.
So full. Sorry. The-
Be careful. No spill. No spill. No spill. No spill.
no spill. No spill.
Okay.
I like that one a
Ooh,
lot.
that's good.
It is good.
Really
It's like
good.
pumpkin-y a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It kind of has like that little bit like of an aftertaste of that. Mm-hmm. Avi, you liking that one too?
I really like it. Yeah.
That one's good. I think this one I'm gonna give her like a 7 out of 10 couches. This is a good quality brewski. Avi, how many couches would you rate this one?
I think I'm also going 7 out of 10
7 out of 10 couches.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a consensus.
Look at that, Morgan.
I'm gonna go 9 out of 10
God
couches.
damn
Wow, we've
Just
got a weighted average.
Get on board with the crew, Morgan.
This is a high-ranking beer.
Why can't you vote like the rest of us? We
It's
call
so
it
good.
Red State Morgan for a reason. But this is good, and yeah, you love to see like new companies, especially and stuff like that. I mean, we found this at like a local liquor store, so if anyone's in the California area, please go check them out because they are super, super good. And we are a big supporter of local business on the podcast.
We believe that
Yes.
good beer can come from anyone.
I'm a
Anywhere.
supporter of small businesses, and I'm a supporter of beer.
Red State Morgan, everyone.
Yeah.
But whatchamacallit? So because it is Oktoberfest, I think we've got like a few Oktoberfest activities that you and I need to try. So have you heard about Steinholden, Avi?
Tell me.
So do you know about Steinholden?
I have no idea.
So the process of Steinholden is that you basically hold out your Stein and you see
I do
how
know this
long
one. Oh, never mind.
you
I
can
don't
do
know
it for. What did you think I was talking about?
I thought you were gonna talk about how
Avi, put it down. We're
Back in the-
we're gonna get to that later.
back
Don't
in
worry.
the early days,
Okay.
the reason why they would clink their beer glasses so like forcefully
Aggressive, yeah.
was so that the beer would mix with each other, and it was a way to prove that you did not poison that person's beer.
Should we mix our
And
beers?
so the more aggressively you would like
Yeah.
clink your beer was
the
the more you'd be like, you can trust me, bro.
Well,
You
I've heard
know?
that thing too, where it's like, especially like, we could also just be completely wrong, and that would be hilarious if we're
Absolutely, we
spreading
could
misinformation.
be.
But I've heard that like Germans and stuff like that, when they drink their beer and when they like say like Prost and like cheers and stuff like that, they have to be making eye contact when they drink. Otherwise, it's like bad luck or something.
Really?
Yeah. So we have a lot of bad luck on this podcast.
Yeah, I'm bad with eye contact.
Because I have
I'm shy.
so many of this time. I'm just like, I have to look down. I have to check to make sure the mixer is like still recording. I make sure the camera's still going.
Yeah, you have a job to do. I'm just chilling.
Hey, look, that's the point. You're the guest on the couch. But here's my thought. Morgan is gonna give you and I some quality Oktoberfest questions that she's prepared, and we're gonna see who gets more of them. And inquiries. Yeah, let's say inquiries.
Trivia.
Sure, one of them.
Polls.
God damn it! But Morgan's gonna ask us some Oktoberfest related questions, and we're both gonna hold out. Now,
we're gonna hold out.
If you get a question wrong, you gotta take a sip and then go right back out. And then we'll just see who can do it. Are you sure you want to wear down your arm like that beforehand?
I'm fine.
He's a professional. I'm waiting. I gotta save my strength to get ready.
All right, are you guys ready for the first?
Let's do it.
Wait, you guys have to answer though, right? You guys both have to.
And then whoever gets closest wins that round.
Okay, sounds good.
So funny. This is the dumbest idea
1942.
All
right, we'll start with an
year
easy.
for Germany.
So, thank you everythingtrivia.com. So we'll start with a very easy, basic question. When was the first Oktoberfest celebrated?
1460.
1416.
Is this Price is Right's rule?
Whoever's closest, yeah.
Okay, well, you guys are both hundreds of years off.
Fuck yes!
1810, actually.
1810! Obviously closer, though, technically.
That is much later than I expected.
I feel like this is... So this is more of a corporate holiday then.
This glass is getting really
beer
heavy.
Beer is an old thing. We've always celebrated it. But 1810 was the first time they're like, beer and October?
What if we celebrate
Fuck
that?
yeah.
No, you got the cat to deal with.
So, do you want to hear what it was?
I think Avi wants the next question.
I really want to put the glass down.
I bet you do.
Here, well, if you want, you can take a courtesy sip because I did, and that kind of helped a little bit.
Beer couch, building biceps.
Yeah, there you go.
It's day one.
Bring it, keep it out there. We gotta keep it going. What's the next question?
So the next question is, drumroll please. Wait, hold on. Where'd it go?
Please give us.
Which Australian city is famous for its Oktoberfest in the gardens?
Is it A?
Is it Melbourne?
What's another
Australian city? How many Australian cities do you actually know?
I was gonna say Quebec.
That's not in Australia.
Wrong continent, my man.
I was born in the U.S. If you couldn't tell.
Okay, well, the answer is Perth.
Okay,
Perth is a city in Australia?
Perth is a city in Australia. Perth hosts the largest Oktoberfest celebration in Australia. Known as Oktoberfest in the Gardens. Yeah, you lost that one. Sorry.
No, I lost that one. I didn't even know a city in Australia.
You weren't even on the right continent. You weren't even on the right hemisphere.
You know Sydney?
Let's start there.
I did know Sydney. Shit. I should have guessed Sydney.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Oh, actually, this might not be a good question.
Ask it.
What is the traditional Oktoberfest toast?
Prost.
Rye.
No.
Rye
no.
bread.
No?
Well, actually, Prost is close. It's ein Prosit der Germanlichen.
Wait, what is it?
All of your
Can I
German
read it
listeners.
without,
Yeah, absolutely you can. I can't pronounce that.
I'm done holding my arm up.
I'm done.
We're both done.
I can't. It's so heavy.
Here, it's this one.
Okay. It is
Wait, is that the right question?
Traditional. No, it wasn't, but we'll figure it out. Traditional. Ein Poster der Gemütlichkeit.
There you go. Couldn't have been clearer.
Gemütlichkeit. And all the Germans right now who are watching are like.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Back at home.
Maybe we cut out how I tried to pronounce it.
Oh shit. Woo. That was good.
Now the left arm.
See, yeah, actually, you know what? You're right. Yeah. All right.
It's got to be even, right?
Yeah, I mean, God knows. Avi and I were talking
Cheers,
about this before the
cheers.
podcast, and my strength is definitely only in one arm.
My strength's in the left
unfortunately.
arm, actually.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you left-handed?
Nope.
So this one can come with a hint, but what is a traditional snack called that's typically served at Oktoberfest?
Is it sauerkraut?
Spätzle?
No, do you want a hint?
Sure, yeah, let's hear it.
All right, it's a large pretzel, but what's it called?
Oh, large pretzel.
Not first. Ooh. Do you know any like German pretzel names or?
No.
Morgan, hit us with it. What is it?
Brezen, or pretzels, are a popular snack at Oktoberfest.
Brezen?
Commonly served with beer. Brezen.
Brezen.
I would like some Brezen right now.
Now here's a fun fact.
My dad went to Brezen.
In Wisconsin,
We both ran 'cause we
one
rolled
of the
wrong.
one of the types of cheese that they serve with soft pretzels is actually called beer cheese. So like that's a long-standing thing. And if you go to Wisconsin, we love our beers, we love our cheese. Beer cheese.
Beer cheese is fantastic.
Wisconsin-
It is
Beer
the
cheese is
evolution of both
Absolutely.
beer and
Yeah,
cheese.
I know we've talked about it on the show, but Wisconsin beers are fucking chef's kiss. I wish we could I wish importing them was more simple. Because we would totally only be doing Wisconsin beers.
I would love to do a Milwaukee brew tour. That would be pretty
Oh man, there's so many good ones. So many. Morgan, what's our next question before my fucking arm breaks?
Before my neck fucking breaks.
Neck?
Yeah, my neck.
Oh,
my
it's getting-
shoulders.
All right, so
Oh,
the
yeah.
next
Put it in
one
your bicep.
No.
Okay.
You gotta stress those muscles.
is how many liters of beer are typically consumed during Oktoberfest?
10 trillion gallons.
Liters.
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 Wrong system.
Fucking Americans.
Goddamn metrics. These fucking metrics.
So big.
You got it, Avi. It's probably, I'd say like 60,000 liters.
Liters.
Wow, those are very different.
Okay. 2 million liters.
2 million.
All right, Avi, you are closer. It's 7 million
7 million liters.
of beer are consumed annually during Oktoberfest. 7 million.
It's a lot of liters.
All
What
right.
kind of liters?
Oh, you're holding him up again. Ah, god damn it. I'm not doing this if he's cheating.
Sorry.
Yumi.
Can't do it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Why would I go to the gym when I can just lift
Hold
steins?
If you can hold steins, what's the point?
Well, honestly, I look at sports like this, where it's just like, this is basically like bowling, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's a sport, but also like nachos and beer. I'm like, that's my shit right there.
I think it's like, especially when you do shit like that, it's like the most like old school, like, you know, like cavemen and shit were doing that. It's like, how long can you hold up a like thing of beer before you drop it? It's like the most like basic knowledge. It's like flipping the coin into the glass, like all that shit. It's like the simplest fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
I love
It's those things that bond us humans together.
They really do. It like brings you back to your roots, and especially like with like Oktoberfest or something like that, where you're like trying to like commemorate that kind of stuff. It's so whatever, so classic human. What a classic human moment. God, speaking of humans, I know I sent you this on Instagram. The what is it? The AI people or what is
I was
that?
just thinking
The fucking
about that.
nightmare fuel? Oh Jesus! So I saw this like video that was talking about this company, and what they do basically is that they take like human brain cells and they train them, I think using a computer, and then they like you can rent them to use them. And I think the guy in the video was like talking about it, and he was like, they when the brain cells aren't in use, they give it like this rendering of a butterfly, and so because there's the argument that they might be conscious, the brain cells could be thinking that they're the butterfly. So, you know, not to like freak anyone out, but like if you're like, you know, going about your day and then all of a sudden you go to sleep, is someone renting your brain cells out to use that while you're asleep? Think about that. Morgan, are you having an existential crisis right now?
You know what that reminds me of? What is that show? The Adam... is it Adam Scott? No, it's Adam... Yeah. What? Severance. It reminds me of that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh my god, it's so good. You have to watch it.
What's it about?
It's basically, it's sort of like that, where it's just like you walk through, you go to work and you become one side of your individual.
Yeah.
And then when you leave work, you forget everything that's happened at work.
Honestly?
And you wake up in the outside world and you can just have complete work life, personal life balance. But it's totally messed up because one existence is just work. So
Perfect.
you wake up, you go to sleep, you're only at work. And that person is basically tortured. You're torturing yourself. It's
Because
really,
their
really
entire
well done.
consciousness is working.
Yes.
I feel like I already torture myself enough.
And there's no
to,
like free
like-
will in it because you can't remember anything before you wake up the first day that you choose to be at work. And
But-
so one day you
okay,
just wake
but
up and
that's
you're
okay.
like,
But if you're at work and you
No.
know there's this other side of you that like exists on the outside,
You a little bit.
why would
pissed
you
at them?
work? Why
Yeah.
would you do anything at all?
well, the theory behind it is that if you're doing that for yourself, there must be a really good reason that you're doing that for yourself. You know, it's just like, and in the show, you know, he's like lost his wife, who died, and he just doesn't want to.
He's going through
He doesn't want to. Yeah, he wants a break
Yeah.
from that. You know, and that's the premise of our main character. But there are like other reasons why other people decide to do it. But most of it is just like trying to create a separation between personal life issues and not bringing it into the workplace, and also like allowing part of your life to be happy and healthy and the other side to not be. But the question is like, what is happy, healthy? You know, if you're not.
I already don't have work-life balance, and I feel like
I
this
don't
would
either.
enable me to have the
Every time
work-life balance.
somebody's
Would you
like-
do this? Would you severance it?
God, no.
No?
I like what I do for work.
lobotomize?
Oh, absolutely. In a heartbeat. Honestly, bring lobotomies back. I've been saying it for years.
On a few episodes of this podcast.
It's amazing this
Yeah,
podcast
I
has
don't-
been canceled.
I
dude.
don't know. I don't think Severance is.
A good option for you. Really? You wouldn't? I'm the only one who would?
No.
Because I feel like too much of the time in my personal life, I end up like, even like now when it's like we're having fun around the podcast and stuff like that, I'm still thinking like, this has got to get edited. This got to like go out. Last week's has to get edited and go out and like have the promos all done for it and like all that stuff. And it was like, for me personally, it's like I feel like I'm in this constant state of like working, and so to have that like literal being like, I don't fucking remember.
Cale, the good
Let
news
it go.
is AI
Yeah.
is going to edit this podcast in the next year.
Fuck yes, it is, and I can't wait. We're an early adapter. Honestly, I want like AI take my job. Do it. I want Blade Runner 2049 so bad. I want it so bad.
You want it?
I want it so bad, Avi.
There's a show called Mrs. Davis.
Okay.
Or sorry, Miss Davis, and it's all about AI and if AI ruled the world. It's absolutely fascinating. You should watch it.
What's it on?
I'm fascinated.
Peacock.
Ooh, okay.
Peacock.
I'll have to look for it.
Yeah.
God, there's
But
so
it
many.
talks about like whether or not it's a good thing. And
Do you
honestly,
think it's a good thing?
Yeah.
having watched the whole thing, I'm like, I'm not so sure, because the whole time you're like, we hate Miss Davis because that's the name of that everybody gave the AI god, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like basically talking about like, well, what is more beneficial, like religion or artificial intelligence? And it like talks about them both in like a really in-depth way. And they talk about the flaws of both of them. But I thought that was really interesting. It's extremely well done.
Which do you think is more important?
Oh God,
Oh,
I don't know. I feel like
Avi, buckle up.
I have like beliefs in the beyond, so like I'm gonna lean that way.
Yeah.
But I also do see like the benefits of having something that's a bit more calculated and objective, making decisions for the betterment of mankind.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
not to get too philosophical.
Please
but
do. This is the Beer Couch Podcast.
It's the Beer Couch podcast.
Beer Couch.
Beer Couch TM. If you have TM
Well, yeah,
copyright,
we're working
one
on
of
it.
them.
We're working on it. Okay, we're working on it.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird show. It's really well done though, so you guys should watch it.
Yeah, Avi,
Anyways.
do you have a choice if you'd have to pick between religion and AI? Which would you pick? Which What a sound. Holy shit.
Should make that your intro.
I gotta fucking clip that. I mean, we just
scared.
had like the flickering
I
like
am
sounds,
so
but like
terrified
that's
of both.
great.
I think both are absolutely terrifying, and the prospect of either being true
Yeah.
is horrific.
Okay, obvious. So I guess the better option is like, which do you want, Blade Runner or Dune?
I'll take Dune.
Ah, there we go. The folks at home already know my answer.
Yeah, right.
I don't have to explain that one. I think
I
everyone
just
knows what I would pick.
I think AI is gonna kill us all.
Yeah, probably.
What a
but-
weird time.
You know,
You guys know Meet the Robinsons?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like bowler hat guy, like a future. That's like what
That's
I
what we
think
want.
artificial intelligence is headed
But, like,
toward.
Yeah, I mean, bowler hat. The Robinson future, though, is not that bad. Honestly, I thought that was, like, a real thing, basically, growing up. I was like, yeah, someday we're going to have flying cars, and we're going to travel in bubbles.
Yes.
Like Glinda from Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
And everybody's going to be happy and healthy and socialized medication, whatever else, healthcare, and no, it's not going that direction.
as my
we're going bowler hat direction
one of
here.
my I think one of my favorite YouTubers, he always says, "Don't worry, it's gonna get so much worse."
It's
That makes me
try
feel
it
so
time.
much better
Yeah.
because
So
then
much
at least I
worse.
can know that the current present is as good as it will ever get.
Yeah, don't worry. The area that you're in right now, it's the best you're gonna be. It's all downhill from here.
But honestly, there's comfort in that because I know I can expect it to get worse.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Usually it gives you an expectation of that. It's like, shit, there we go. We all knew it was coming.
We all knew we were gonna hit 140 Fahrenheit.
Woo! It's only gonna get hotter and warmer. But you know, we will, as long as we've got AC, we're gonna keep beering it up on the couch.
Alternating
Yeah.
current.
Don't you say, Morgan?
Absolutely.
Well, with that, I want to say thank you so much to everyone for watching. Avi, put your fucking glass down. Don't block my
I'm not gonna put
fucking
it down.
shot. Thank you so much to everyone
Stays
for
up.
watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, do whatever it is you gotta do. We love you. Thank you for watching. And let's give one more cheers. Morgan, thank you so much for
Cheers.
coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Woo! Your couch.
To the
Your
couch.
Beer couch? Hoo hoo.